RadioU, the podcast, again with Hudson.
Once again.
That's where you're supposed to add maybe more than that, Hudson. Just it's
even
good to
better
be back.
than ever?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Whatever. Today in the podcast, we talk about me getting sick again. Hooray. Let's see. We talk about Hudson and his long history with wrestling.
Yeah.
And that fandom.
And Ric Flair.
Yeah, right. Let's see. We also get into Lost in Space, ESPN Plus, the Coke Freestyle disappointment, Chick-fil-A sauce, social media and stress, ramen Pringles, Justin Bieber, and a couple of other things.
It's got it all.
Yeah, I mean, everything you're looking for right here in the podcast for sure.
All the news you didn't find anywhere else.
Yeah.
And the reason is because they don't want you to know about this.
They don't want you to know the truth.
But we are spreading the truth about Chick-fil-A sauce.
We've got it.
They
here,
don't want
guys.
you at Chick-fil-A to know that you can buy a tub of sauce, but you can do it.
I totally want one.
Don't even feel bad about it.
You guys enjoy the podcast. Remember, you can hit us up anytime. If you're ancient enough to do the email, riot@radiou.com. You can text 877-2-RADIO-U. Of course, Hudson and I are only here between 6 and noon today.
Yeah.
That's Eastern. Or you can always hit us up on Twitter. You can find the stuff we normally do. Go to riot.radiou.com. You'll find Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff, and maybe even see what Nikki's up to on her vacation. So you guys have a wonderful day, and bye.
Baby's crying. Nails on a chalkboard. Your girlfriend saying, "We need to talk." The worst of the riot. Yep, it really is that bad on Radio U.
I cannot believe, okay, you guys were sick last week,
right?
But everybody was here yesterday.
Yeah, we were all fine.
All was well.
At least fine enough to come to work.
Yeah, no, I have, and I don't know where, and maybe I should think about it, see if I can figure it out, but I for real, I have a cold.
Ooh.
It's back.
But yours is just a cold, though?
Yeah, no throwing up.
Okay.
So that's
in your favor.
Bonus stage, I guess.
Yeah, you really should feel like you won the lottery right now.
Well, you know what? Okay, that's a really good question. Would you take a cold that lasts 2 weeks, which mine always do?
Absolutely.
Over throwing up?
Absolutely.
Throwing up, it's like one and done?
Colds don't, obviously they hamper me, and it's frustrating, but it doesn't get in the way of my life.
Oh, my gosh.
So I'd absolutely take that, no matter how long it lasts.
I'm not going to get upset. But, I'm so freaking tired. I had surgery on my nose 2 years ago, 3 years ago. So it was like, hey, you're going to do this, and, it's going to take care of sinus infections for you. You're going to be great, whatever. And that was true for 18 months. Uh-huh. And in the last 6 months, I am just like a rolling sinus infection. Actually, 6 months. Yeah. Because last August, I had 3 sinus infections between August and Christmas.
Yeah.
And I have had one this year, maybe just one on this calendar year. But that's still 4. And
that's a lot.
Yeah, it's
that's
a lot.
More than an average person.
It's ridiculous.
Time for another surgery.
No, it's not. I'm not having any more surgeries. I'm done.
Come on.
I'm out. I'm done. That was enough.
Your insurance will cover it.
They might. Though my insurance isn't as good as it used to be. It was I don't know, some legislation came along, and then all of a sudden, my insurance shot up, and they pay for way less than they ever did. So I don't know. I don't even know what it's all about. I just know that no.
Yeah.
I don't
Wouldn't
even
it be great if if you could actually understand health insurance? I've never for a day in my life understood it.
The only thing
I've just always been mad about it.
That's fair. I had to go to the doctor for something, and I called. They're like, yeah, this is covered. You're insured for this. I was like, great. Then I got a bill for a lot of money, and then I was like, wait, you said I was insured? And they were like, well, yeah, you're insured, but we weren't paying for it. I'm like, what does that mean? They're like, well, that means it goes towards your deductible, but you still have to pay whatever. And I was like, wait, what?
So
that was. When you tell me that it's covered, to me, that means you're paying for it. They're like, oh, that's not what that means.
The one thing I do get about insurance, and this is across the board, whether it's health insurance, car insurance, whatever, is when you pay every month, that pays for you to be covered. However, every time you pay, there's a deductible, so your insurance is almost useless. You know what I mean? It's why are you even paying every month?
It's confusing.
It doesn't make any sense.
It is confusing. Though I'm probably one of the guys out there driving your premiums up because I'm like, well, gotta go to the doctor again, have him look up my nose and go, oh, this is a bad one. You should take these pills. That's where, and that's the road we're on right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a day or two and see how it goes, but I can tell you, I've walked down this road a lot of times, and this seems like a well-worn path.
Waking up with the riot makes your nightmares not seem so bad. Actually, you might want to just go back to sleep. RadioU.
This Sunday night, WrestleMania.
It's time.
Hudson, are you a WrestleMania guy?
No.
You could convince me that you were.
Really?
And I think it's the trucker hats and the handlebar mustache.
And then I use like Ric Flair quotes in the Battle of the Buzz and stuff like that.
There you go, dude. You can use as many of them as you want.
I've got them here. Hold on. I need to find the mouse. Here we go.
I'm the dirtiest player in the game.
So, are you a Ric Flair fan?
Yes, I don't like watching wrestling, but I love old clips of wrestling. All the promos they did with Ric Flair and Macho Man Randy Savage. That's great stuff.
Okay. Well, so you feel like, do you feel like modern wrestling has lost the magic?
I don't know. I've never watched it. I've never watched wrestling actually. I've only watched it, I don't know, ironically, I guess. I've never watched actual fights.
Okay.
I've only watched the promotion for it.
You're talking about the wrestling matches?
Yes.
Okay. There was like this brief period in my life when I watched it. And at some point, I just remember, and this would have been probably around junior high, where it just occurred to me, I was like, this is crazy. Like, what? No, I can't watch this. And I just was done with it. But I was amazed, and I still am, that like I have friends that are way into it still. Like, we're out of college. That means we're educated. At least we paid for a diploma, like a certificate that says we are. Now, I'm not saying anybody's smart. I'm just saying they have a piece of paper.
Right.
And so they're still way into it. So WrestleMania this weekend it's a huge event for them.
But it's like, I feel like there's two different kinds of into wrestling. There's like the seriously into wrestling where, I don't know, you actually cheer for people and stuff.
It's real to me!
Yeah, and then there's the, like, it's just, it's just funny. It's entertainment. It's obviously not real, and we're just having a good time because it's so crazy, like, so over the top. Kind of like with some movies. There's some movies that you watch, and they're, like, actually dumb, and they're not actually good, but you still watch them anyways. I feel like if you watch wrestling in that way, I can tolerate that.
There's some entertainment to be had there?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, well, you got to be careful about which kind of wrestling fan you're with, because if you think like, oh, they are laughing at it, they might be laughing at you or putting you in the figure 4 leg lock, or I don't even know. But it's happening this Sunday. Let's see. Ronda Rousey is going to have her first match in the WWE. I didn't realize it was her first one, but like I guess it's been building. I guess
she's been around,
this moment. And then you've also got, let's see, Daniel Bryan will be back. Apparently he's been gone. Again, not a fan, so don't know those kinds of things.
That's what I was thinking, too. I don't even know who that is.
Yeah.
I feel like Daniel Bryan, that's like, you're a wrestler, and that's the name you're using?
No, dude, that's part of his shtick, is like he's the everyman.
Oh, yeah? Is that true?
I think so. Like, I think that's like his thing.
If you were making that up, I would believe it.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure that's like his thing.
So
he's the everyman. Yeah,
with
Daniel Bryan.
Two first names.
I could have also told you that he was a country singer, and you would have been like,
absolutely.
Yeah, he's of course he is.
The brother of Luke Bryan.
Exactly. He's totally a thing. So, all right, well, it's this Sunday night. I'll need somebody to call and tell me all about it.
The worst of the riot. Proof that you're already living in that dark future dystopia. RadioU.
So, Hudson, have you started playing Fortnite on your phone yet?
No, I keep... I don't know. I guess this shows how out of touch I am with like that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. But I keep seeing headlines about it, and I'm like, what even is it? Do I want it? I never play games on my phone. So.
Okay. Well, you could play Fortnite on your Xbox. It's free.
Okay.
Fortnite Battle Royale.
That's a good start.
They've got of course, there's like a version of it that you can buy where it's like a single player or whatever. And I actually played that. It was like last July or August that came out. Then Battle Royale hit later last year, and obviously it's really taken off. Like everybody be playing it. So that you can do like on your Xbox, your PlayStation, the PC. That game mode is completely free.
Okay.
And then of course there's microtransactions if you would like.
Oh yeah, of course.
But it's not like a pay to win thing. It's like, hey, do you want to wear a bunny suit?
No.
It's like that. But I mean, you know,
all right, so it's not gonna. That won't work on me. But so it'll stay free.
But what if
for me?
What if you did want to wear a bunny suit?
Then I guess the only way is to pay, huh?
You would invest.
Yeah,
it's investing.
Oh yeah, that's definitely worth it.
There's a huge payoff seeing yourself in a bunny suit.
Yeah, that's funny the first time.
Whatever their particular skin is. But yeah, it's out. You've got an Android phone, right?
Yes.
Okay, see, I do too. Last night I got really excited about this headline because it said Fortnite Mobile is out now for everyone. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to be shooting people in the studio tomorrow. And then you find out that that's not actually what they meant. What they mean is that if you've got an iPhone or I suppose an iPad.
Everyone who matters.
Oh, the real people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That is now, I guess you had to get an invite previously to snag it for your phone. Now, if you had it, you could give invites, so it wasn't that hard to get.
Okay.
But now they're saying, no, it's available to everybody on the iPhone and the iPad right now.
Interesting.
Yeah. So good for you guys.
I wish I had one. I guess
cool.
This is the one time I finally.
This is what it took.
This is what it took. I've never wanted an iPhone before. Now this is it.
Finally,
gonna go get one today.
Well, they say that we're going to get Fortnite on Android, but they don't know when. They don't know how. They don't know whatever.
They don't have a plan. It's just like one day.
The hard thing about it is a game like Fortnite, where it's competitive multiplayer, you figure in a closed ecosystem like a phone, all the specs are the same. So it would be easy to, or maybe the word I should be using is easier, to get it onto a phone because the iPhone is almost like a console. You've got 3 or 4 different iterations, but they all are the same.
Right.
Like all of the iPhone 6s are the same. All of the iPhone 10s, the same.
Right.
And so it's easier to port to Android. It's just like, hey, you've got your Android from 6 years ago that's like totally messed up and your grandma gave it to your mom who eventually gave it to you. And you're like, I might be able to play Tetris on it. No, you can't. So they're trying to figure out how to port that over. And they're working on it.
Yeah.
So, but in the meantime, your friends with iPhones, they're the real cool kids. Man.
Once again.
That's what Nikki's probably doing on vacation right now.
She definitely is.
She's sitting around playing Fortnite on her phone.
If we just had iPhones, we could be playing with her.
You know what? Do you have $1,100 that I could borrow?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay. Well, it was worth a shot.
If you were offended or disgusted by anything Obadiah said this morning,
if you weren't so dumb, I might be offended.
You must be new. You'll get used to it. The Riot on RadioU.
So, spoiler alert for last night's basketball game. If you're like, hey, I'm going to catch it as soon as my shift is over. I'm a third shifter. Don't spoil it. Here you go. 3, 2, 1. Last night, Michigan lost.
Yeah, I saw it.
Villanova won. So, congratulations to Villanova for winning the men's college basketball Division I tournament.
Yeah, they did it again. That's 2 in 3 years for them.
Yeah. So,
pretty impressive.
Did you have a bracket where you and I were close?
No, usually most years I would fill out as many brackets as you can.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it was about this year, but I did not. This is the first time in years I did one bracket, and that was it.
And it was so broken, it wasn't even worth it.
Well, here's what happened. I was in a group with some people, like just a couple people, and I was doing all right. When it got to the Elite Eight, I had 5 out of 8.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Seems pretty good, right? Especially like the way some of it went this year. I was like, man, 5 out of 8, that's really great. I got 0 of the Final 4.
Dude.
So that was it. I lost right there.
You were out.
Yeah.
The Elite Eight. Well, it happened to a lot of people. It always does, but a couple of Cinderella things, and all of a sudden it all starts to fall apart.
Yeah. So, I had Villanova losing where they, before they got to the Final 4. But I don't know. Did you watch the game last night?
I did not.
Oh, it was I was disappointed.
Right, just in the game itself?
Yeah, it wasn't very good. Villanova, in the first half, Michigan got off to a good start. And then after that, Villanova took the lead. And they really, it wasn't ever that close after like halfway through the first half, I would say.
Man, you needed to watch the women's championship game.
Yeah, that's what I should have done.
That was a game where things were happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, so way to go, Hudson.
I missed out.
You totally did.
My prejudice, I guess.
What you don't have to say that. You can just say I didn't watch it. Like I was busy.
Yeah.
And I was unable to watch it.
I watched a movie instead. I mean, I made a choice not to watch it. Here's the thing. There's no good reason to not like women's sports, but I never watch it. I want to like women's sports, but I can't do it.
But dude, here's the thing. Again, you don't need to tell anybody this. You can hold that to yourself. Like last night, I didn't watch the men's basketball final because I don't like men and I don't like men's sports. I just didn't watch it because I had friends over and I hung out with them instead of watching the game.
But here's the thing. You only watch a couple sports. Like, you watch, college football?
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it, right?
It is true I don't watch women's college football.
Right. But for me, I watch men's hockey. I watch men's college basketball. I don't watch very much NBA. I watch baseball, but I never watch the women equivalent. And so I have a little bit of guilt about it because, like, I want to like it. Like I said, the men obviously are playing at a higher level and whatever.
Well, no, wait a minute. No. Wait, hang on. Like, it may... No, see, Hudson, right there, like right there. That statement alone, right there.
No.
You just cast yourself into outer darkness because right there.
What I mean by that is, if the best men's team was to play the best women's team, it's not going to be a close match.
That could be like genetic differences.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. But like, so that's the separating difference. But to me, the women, they're still the highest level of female competition. Is like the women's college basketball championship, and I want to like it, but I don't. And I don't know what it is.
Here's what I'm going to do for you, Hudson. I'm just going to play Project 86 so you can stop talking. Because I feel like the more you talk, the worse this is going to get for you.
Don't you? I'm trying. I want to be the good person. I want to like both, and I can't do it. I'm trying so hard.
You know what? Next year, Hudson, here's the answer, all right? You got to stop trying. You have to do it. I need you to take a whole year off from men's sports and just watch women's sports. And I think that it's like men's sports are junk food. Women's sports are like a health food.
Okay.
And so, you know what? If you remove the junk food from your life, you're going to grow to appreciate, the broccoli and the healthy stuff that they're serving up at the WNBA.
I'm not sure that would work.
I think it would. You got to cut.
Like, I need sports in my life so much that I would watch women's, even if I knew men's existed but couldn't watch it.
All right. Well, you know what? How serious are you about wanting to be, in your words, a good person?
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like you're that serious.
That goat farm is looking more and more likely every day. It's the worst of the riot.
Look, I know. I get it. There's a lot of things in the world that are unfair, unkind, difficult. Hudson can't watch women's sports because, the world's full of terrible people.
Yeah, I hate women, obviously.
Yeah, so way to go, Hudson. Here's the thing that gets me, though, is that I feel like there are some things in society that are preventable. Some things that we could step out and with a little forethought, a little care, a little intention, we could fix some things.
Yeah.
Like yesterday when I went to Burger King and they have a Coke Freestyle machine. Now, when I walk into Burger King, first off, that's a mistake. That was my first mistake, walking into Burger King. That's a mistake. You shouldn't walk into Burger King. You shouldn't drive through Burger King. You should drive past Burger King.
Really? You hate Burger King that much?
Well, no, it's not. If you could find me a Burger King that can deliver on its promises, and its promises are a cheeseburger and, let's say, a not filthy floor. All right, I'm not going to say clean.
Yeah.
Floor doesn't have to be clean, but what if it doesn't show the wear of 1,000 years of armies marching across it?
Yeah, right.
What if it, you could see that, there's supposed to be grout in this tile?
Yeah.
What if you could still see the grout instead of it just being one color?
They've at least tried to mop it at some point in the last 5 months.
Somebody, somewhere, one time mopped the floor.
Right.
Find me a Burger King like that. I challenge you. You won't find one.
No. That's a good point.
Or it's like if they do mop the floor, they're like, we're completely out of meat right now. That's the trade-off.
That's Burger King to a T.
That is it. And so I'm just saying, find me a Burger King where I can walk in and the floors are clean and I can get a burger. I mean, I don't have that problem at Wendy's. Like I got to give Wendy's a little credit. I go into Wendy's and it's like, hey, they're trying. I at least feel like they're trying.
Don't even get me started on Wendy's. Don't
really.
I mean, as in a good thing. Like don't get me started praising Wendy's.
Oh, because you like Wendy's.
I love Wendy's.
Okay, all right. Well, so I go into Burger King, and again, here, like bringing up Wendy's is actually further aggravating the problem.
Yeah, right.
I walk in, and I was like, you know what? I want something from the Coke Freestyle machine. And what do I want? I want Sprite Zero because that's what I want. I'll have some Sprite maybe, but I actually thought I have my laptop with me. I was like, you know what? I'm going to get some Sprite Zero. I'm going to set up over there. I'm going to do some work. And then, like, I could have some Sprite Zero with grape, and then I could have some Sprite Zero cherry. And, like, I'll just make an afternoon of it. Let's have a good time. So I go up there, pay for my Freestyle and a burger, and that's it. And I go over to the Freestyle machine. They have, out of, 20 options, they have 5 working sodas.
Okay.
One of them is root beer. Another of them is seltzer.
Oh, come
and they're
on.
like, and they have Dr. Pepper, Coke, and Diet Coke.
Okay.
And then the seltzer and the, like, whatever the heck the other thing, the root beer. And I'm just like, okay, guys. Okay. This is a lie.
Yeah.
Okay. Having a Freestyle machine in here is a lie. You have 5 flavors. That's not a Freestyle machine. And when you go into the flavors, all of the specialty flavors were gone except for limeade. So you can have a limeade Coke.
What?
Just like, what?
Okay. I want to push back here, though. I feel like maybe you're misdirecting your anger.
Okay.
Because this is not a problem that's exclusive to Burger King, as I well know in my many travels to Wendy's, and all of the Wendy's have the Freestyle machine.
They do.
And it's roulette every time you go in. What are they going to have? What are they going to not? And I have had several times where almost the exact same situation has happened. I feel like the problem is when you have a Freestyle with all that many different syrups, that each syrup only provides like 3 drinks. So as soon as you go through a lunch, everything is gone.
They run out.
Yeah.
I mean, that's conceivable. Like, I see what you're saying, but here's what kills me is, like, first off, Burger King, 5 options. And I've never been to a Wendy's that's been that down.
Okay.
I mean, I've definitely been to a Wendy's where it's like, okay, we're missing a couple flavors, guys. There's no cherry in here. So I get that. I totally do. But to me, when I go into Burger King and it's empty, and of course, there's a reason it's empty, because everyone in the area is smarter than me. I feel like they've had the time to go over and...
If it's empty, yeah.
At least swap out a cartridge.
Yeah.
Give me 6 options for soda and not just 5.
Yeah.
Like, could you do something?
Yeah, some other option. Yeah, that's a good point.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm on the outs with Burger King. Maybe on a corporate level, but certainly on the local level.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I am not.
I get that.
I'm not going back. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on Burger King.
The Riot.
They hate me. They hate you. They hate us.
Why else would they make us listen to the worst of the Riot? RadioU.
All right, Hudson, we are 10 days away from Lost in Space on Netflix.
Oh, yeah, that's coming.
But some embargo somewhere lifted, and everybody's reviewing it.
Okay.
So what do you think, Lost in Space, Netflix? Are you in or out?
I'm possibly interested.
Okay.
I don't really have a frame of reference. I've heard of the show from a bygone era, but I've never ever seen it.
I don't think I've ever seen the original show. I did see the 1990 whatever movie that had Matt LeBlanc, Heather Graham, and a bunch of other people. I don't know who they are. The one girl is in a bunch of Hallmark movies now. And no, seriously, she is. And then what was the other 2 people? I don't know.
John Leguizamo.
No, he's not. He's not. Oh, Gary
Shandling.
No, Gary Oldman.
Oh, he's in that?
Yeah, he's in that. He plays the doctor.
That's awesome. I love Gary Oldman. I love some of his movies.
I wouldn't say I don't think you're going to go back and watch Lost in Space
That's
right
not
now
like
and be like, this is awesome.
Classic Gary Oldman. That's
No.
not top performance from him.
No, you know how sometimes actors are cashing checks? Like, they've done enough indie stuff, and then they land, like, they can take some larger studio roles, and then that's, yeah.
Okay.
It's not that. I mean, he's not playing Commissioner Gordon here,
Right.
which is obviously his most important role.
Of course.
That's the one,
Yeah.
as far as I'm concerned. But, right. I don't know. Like, I think it looks pretty good. The one thing that everybody agrees on is that it looks incredibly expensive.
Okay.
They say that it's some of the best special effects they've ever seen in any kind of a television format.
Wow.
Period. That, like, it looks amazing. And so it's not just like the CGI kind of stuff, but the visual effects, like the sets and the designs and stuff. They say it looks amazing.
That's good to know. It's hardly related. But in another Netflix original series, Jessica Jones, there's a scene in the new season at a aquarium, and there's some pretty bad CGI for that. I mean, that's not a show that's really based on that kind of stuff, but it was like, wow, this is not good.
Not good,
just for
guys.
a moment. It was just for a moment, but it kind of takes you out of it.
Totally.
So I'm glad to hear that Lost in Space didn't fall into that.
The reviews have been mostly solid. Like, who am I looking at here? TV Line. They give it a B+. They're
Okay.
like, hey, this is really good. It's not perfect, but it's really good. They say that it is a lot more like Lost, quote unquote, because they say that they use flashbacks a lot to tell the stories of the characters, kind of set up who they are.
Okay.
Again, like, this doesn't sound bad. Like, that still sounds good to me. But they say it's not quite, that good.
Right.
But remember, Lost ended really terribly, so maybe we could have a good,
Yeah, just
something.
like a good ride all the way through.
Yeah, I could be game for that. So that hits next Friday. Friday the 13th.
Uh-oh.
Can't be good, right? Well, maybe that'll be our excuse to stay in and stay safe.
Right.
Well,
we
with
can't
all
go to
the-
work.
No.
Who knows what could happen?
Well, with all the axe-wielding maniacs that are in the streets on Friday the 13th.
Let's just stay home where it's safe, where we have locks on the doors, and not at work where we have a whole alarm system and lots of security checks in place.
And Wi-Fi. That's the big important thing there. We say where the Wi-Fi is good, see if Lost in Space is any good for ourselves.
Yeah.
The worst of the riot has no expiration date. It's born spoiled. It's the riot on RadioU.
Where will I go for all of the sports that I cannot currently get? Help me, Hudson.
How about starting on April 12th? How about you go to ESPN Plus?
Okay. Now, help me out with this, because my thought is, I thought ESPN Plus was going to be like, hey, I'm going to cut out the cable company, and I'm just going to pay ESPN for everything.
Well,
but
here's
that's not
the
what
thing.
it is, right?
That's what we were all hoping initially. And I think this is one of those things where as more and more details have come out, it's just gotten more and more disappointing from our sky high expectations of like, finally, you can just pay for only ESPN and not have to have cable anymore. That's not the case. So ESPN Plus, it's their new streaming service. It launches on April 12th. It's $4.99 a month or $49.99 for a year. Okay. And it does not, here's the big thing, it does not give you access to ESPN. So that's a bad start right there.
It's not.
However, they say it has a comprehensive mix of professional and college sports so that you can watch all this different stuff. And it is in the ESPN app. So basically, there's not going to be an ESPN Plus app. Okay. The ESPN app is going to get redesigned and redone also on April 12th to include ESPN Plus. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Slightly, maybe. If you subscribe, according to this, you get a free MLB game every day and a free NHL game starting next year every day. And you can add on MLB and NHL TV subscriptions for $25 a month each.
Okay. That's like MLB TV is like $100 and something for the year. I don't remember how much it is.
But if you, depending on your carrier, you can actually get that for free. So at least I think you can.
Jeez.
T-Mobile used to give it away for free.
Yeah, but T-Mobile's like, we'll give you anything. Please sign up.
Yeah, they really
Please
want
sign
you.
up.
Hey, it almost has worked on me. Almost a few times.
It almost worked.
When I really want to watch baseball.
But you know what, though? That's interesting. Like with ESPN Plus, if you're saying you'd get one free MLB game a day.
Yeah. That's something.
That's probably enough to keep you from needing MLB TV if you just are a big fan of one team.
if you just want to watch baseball. Yeah, but then again, if you're like a big fan and you just want to watch the Red Sox or whatever team that you're not in the market of, then you're out of luck still, unless you want to pay the extra $24.99. I don't know, but here's the thing about this to me, that like they're acting like it's this big thing, and I'm sure that they do have like a good mix. They're ESPN. They have probably lots of different obscure sports. So I guess would supplant ESPN 8 The Ocho, but this is already a thing. Like, I think NBC already does this, and Fox may do it too, where I know you can get NBC, I think it's Gold, and so you can watch mostly international sports, but you can watch like cycling, all of the different cycling and stuff. It's not a new idea, it's just that ESPN is doing it. But again, it's just started out as a cool idea where we hoped we were going to get a really cool ESPN streaming service, and now it's kind of this, which... I mean, with the free games, I guess it's a little more interesting than it would be, but... When
I look at it, here's my thought is, if you already have ESPN, which I do, it's part of my, what do I have, Sling TV, and that's one of the reasons I got it. It came with ESPN. And so you can use the ESPN app, which is great. But the thing about that is that they already feature a ton of obscure and like whatever sports on that. So what I feel like they're actually going to do is they're just going to take all the obscure whatever stuff that they feature now, and they're going to lock it behind a paywall and be like, oh yeah, I mean you can't watch that without paying the extra $5 a month.
Because I've watched, like, during the college basketball season, I watched a lot of Syracuse games on, like, the ACC network or whatever. Through ESPN. But, yeah, you're probably right. Now, next season, I'm not going to be able to do that because that's only going to be for ESPN Plus subscribers. So that's a bummer.
Hudson, you can watch as many of these games as you want. It's no problem. We're just going to need a little extra money from you. That's all.
It's funny, like, it started out as an idea that might save us money because we could only have ESPN. Now it's like, actually, it's going to cost you more for the thing you already had.
Now you need a cable subscription and you need to pay ESPN.
The Riot's motto, Carpe Cupcake. Those are words to live by. RadioU.
Oh, Hudson! It's time, dude! It's time! Yes! Did you see that? Didn't even complain this time.
No.
One more round. Here we go.
Let's do it.
Yes!
I'd like to point out that I'm batting 1,000 on those. Like, I haven't missed.
Well, I mean, this time. Yesterday you didn't because...
Well, I just skipped one.
Because you had attitude about it.
Yeah, I did have an attitude.
You had attitude.
I didn't miss the beat, though. Like, I didn't clap off. I've never clapped off.
Okay, not clapping on the beat is just, it might be worse than clapping off beat.
No,
like,
that's
to not
definitely
clap
not true.
at all.
To clap off the beat, that's a cardinal sin.
You think so?
Yeah, because it screws up everybody that's trying to clap on the beat.
Bro. It screws up the weak people.
Is this what we're going to do?
It screws up the weak people. Like, let me tell you something right now. When you see people clapping off beat, I just look at them and, like, if their off beat clapping can take me off beat, then I haven't found the beat.
That's true.
And once you find the beat and you focus, everybody else around you, you can't be distracted by the poor clappers, the people that can't find the beat, the people that don't know what's happening. You got to stay true to the beat, and you're going to be fine.
You've got to clap to your own beat.
No, you don't, because that's what they're doing, Hudson. They're clapping to their own beat, and they're causing a problem. If you stay true to the real beat, great. That's all there is.
I don't know. I feel like there's a couple conflicting philosophies in this clapping debate.
All right, go ahead. Let's lay them out.
Okay, so you're saying once you get on the beat, you can't pay attention to anybody else because you're in the zone. You're clapping on that beat.
You got to stay on the beat. Right.
So you're staying on the beat that everybody else is projecting onto you.
Well, no. See, Hudson, that's where... No, here. Okay. There's the beat. It comes from...
There's only one beat.
What is it? LRB09 or whatever. Okay. That's the beat. Okay?
Okay.
So it is true. Someone else has created that beat, but they have been chosen... collectively or individually, they have created a beat. So, like, It is their beat, but I like to think that they're actually not just creating a beat, but they're tying in to a universal beat that already exists.
Okay.
So they're presenting the beat.
A beat that speaks to us all.
Right. So you got to think about it. You mentioned philosophy. Think about it like the Greek higher forms.
Okay.
You know, like Plato would teach. The idea is like, here is the keyboard, but there is actually a true keyboard in whatever. Okay. So the beat, someone is presenting the beat, but it's a representation of the true form of the beat.
Okay.
Whatever. So what I'm trying to do is they present the beat, I'm trying to tie into their representation of the beat, but also hoping to tie into the universal beat. And that's what I'm clapping on.
But then if other people tap into the beat but don't tap in correctly to the beat,
right,
you can't let... So you're saying...
I can't let these
there
guys...
are different interpretations of the beat.
Well, there's the lesser forms.
Okay.
That's true. But these people are in the cave, man. Some of them are looking at the shadows cast in the wall. I am outside staring into the sun. I am looking at the beat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Hudson, what I'm trying to tell you is that you're talking about like other people bringing you down.
Yeah. Stealing my mood.
Don't let other people bring you down, bro. You got to tie into the beat. Like the real beat.
The true beat.
Yeah, the true beat.
The one and only beat.
We've been talking about this for a lot longer than I thought we have. But it's real, dude. Tie into the beat.
I've learned a lot about the beat.
I feel like I have too.
The Riot talks about wanting a day off, but when do we get a day off from them?
Whoa! You suck at this!
It's the worst of the Riot on RadioU.
Hudson, where do you stand on Pringles?
Pringles, I'm not a fan.
No?
Yeah, definitely not.
At all?
Pringles, like we're talking about the chip?
Like in a can. Once you pop, you can't stop.
I don't pop.
Once you lock. Pop and lock. Break. No?
How about you lock the lid on there so that nobody eats them?
I never say to myself, I'd really like some Pringles right now.
Yeah.
But if somebody has Pringles, it seems like a really good idea. But then when you start eating them, they turn into a really particular kind of mush, don't they?
It's a strange substance. There's definitely potatoes involved.
But it's not all potatoes.
But they're not, it's not true potato.
All right, well, let's take a look at this. What about ramen? Where are you at on that?
Ramen, it's all right.
Yeah?
It has its time and place.
Man, what if I told you that the factory where they make Pringles and the factory where they make ramen, there was an accident and a lot of Pringles with ramen came flying out.
Ramen flavored Pringles? Is that what we're talking about? Which ramen? Which ramen?
Well,
because that makes a difference.
I have no top ramen.
Top ramen? But is that a flavor? Like
That's
I'm talking about like
top ramen chicken.
Okay,
top
chicken.
Ramen's the brand
chicken.
though.
Okay.
Like that's
well, I really don't care about the brand. I care about, is it chicken? Is it shrimp? Is it beef?
It's chicken.
All right. Chicken is good with me.
So you're not a beef ramen guy?
Not as much, no. Not as much beef, definitely not shrimp. That's weird.
Ooh, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, the instant one? Like
no. That's wrong.
I've known people that have done that.
That's wrong.
And I don't think that's a good choice.
No. Well, starting, let's see, today's April 3rd, starting on Thursday.
Okay.
At Dollar General.
Okay.
You'll be able to get Pringles top ramen chicken flavored Pringles.
That seems like the right place for them.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It seems like that's where you would go if you wanted to have some.
I don't want to cast too much shade on Dollar General. I stop, there's one, like the closest thing to my house is a Dollar General, so I swing in there every once in a while when I need something, but not going to be looking for the Pringles, though.
Where did I get my Kylo Ren pillowcase? Dollar General.
There you go. It's good for something.
So, I mean, like, let's be clear. Like, there's not a whole lot of shade to throw around on that. But, yeah, Pringles, top ramen, chicken. I want some.
Really?
Yeah, totally. I'm in.
I was just thinking, like, you're not going to be in next week. These don't come out till Friday.
I know.
I could pick some up, but no.
You know what? You're going to be in next Monday. Maybe
maybe
you
me and Nikki.
have some.
Yeah, but then you're going to miss out. So
I know.
That's why you just said you wanted them.
I do want some. Like, I'm in. I haven't had ramen in a while. So I feel like I'm probably due for some ramen.
Yeah.
And I haven't had Pringles for a while. So why not? Right? Maybe I'll get them and eat them on my day off. I'll be sitting around playing Far Cry eating ramen Pringles.
There you go.
I need to get a sponsorship, dude. That's what needs to happen right now.
You have your Pringles jersey for your Far Cry League.
Why not?
Worst of the Riot, not enough? Not enough. Check the blog and all things Riot at riot.radiou.com.
So off air, Hudson and I have been talking about Justin Bieber because we're huge believers.
Oh, yeah.
Can't get enough of the Biebs, right? Not really. But, it's funny. We were talking about, I don't know if anybody else saw it. I did. Like on Easter Sunday, he made like huge Instagram posts talking about Jesus and like what Jesus had done for him and in his own life and stuff. And a lot of people were not nice about it.
Yeah.
Right.
People not being nice to Justin Bieber. Who can imagine?
Yeah, who can imagine a world like that? Let's be honest, a lot of us are jealous because Justin Bieber, when he wakes up this morning, I think the only thing he'll have to do is ask people for things. I don't even think he'll have to stand up on his own. I'm sure people will stand him up out of bed and dress him and like whatever, right? Like, yeah, you get a little jealous. But it's funny, when we talk about Jesus, here's what we think. We think that Jesus is for certain kinds of people.
Right.
Like, he's for certain kinds of people. Like, Obadiah talks about Jesus, like, okay, he's for people that like hardcore music, or he's for people that wear a very particular kind of robe or whatever. Yeah. But, like, real talk, I don't care if you are a super rich business person, or you are an incredibly famous singer, or if you're somebody that nobody knows who you are, or you're just barely scraping by, or you fit anywhere in between. Real talk, Jesus cares about you and wants to be a part of your life. That's it.
Yeah.
And I mean, I can't guarantee you, like, well, I wasn't famous and I started a relationship with Jesus and then I was as famous as Justin Bieber. Like, it's probably not the way that's going to go. But God wants to meet us where we are in our life, wherever you're at today. So in reality, what you could really do is stop looking around. So it doesn't matter what Obadiah is like or what Hudson is like or what the Biebs is like or what, so like whoever the heck it is that you're thinking about, you don't have to be like them. You don't have to be like me. God loves you where you are today, right where you are. Jesus is for you, and you can have a relationship with him. Yes, the God of the universe is interested. You might be small, but he is so big that he has time and energy for the least of us, for me, for you, for anybody. And he wants to be a part of your day-to-day life. And he is giving you a chance to invite him in to take part in your day-to-day stuff. So look, again, I don't care where you are. You hear RadioU, you're listening, how accomplished you are or unaccomplished you are. God absolutely gives a rip and wants to be with you where you are. If you're up for it, if you're like, yeah, okay, just say it. Jesus, I want that. I want you to come into my life. I want you to fill me with your spirit. I want you to show me what it's like to have a relationship with you, to be loved by you, and to do things your way. And look, I'm telling you, again, there's nothing that disqualifies you from a relationship with God. Where you are right now, no matter what anybody else tells you.
Recycling paper is like planting a tree. Recycling the riot is like burning down the rainforest.
We ain't gonna be in no fire, not today.
It's the worst of the riot on RadioU.
Okay, Hudson, Chick-fil-A.
Yes.
It's so good.
Tell me more about...
It's so good. I like to get... When I go to Chick-fil-A, I want a few hundred cases of their Chick-fil-A sauce.
Oh, yeah.
I love the Chick-fil-A
You could
sauce.
put that on a pencil and I would eat it.
I don't even know what is in it, and I don't want to know. Don't
really,
explain
you don't
it to me.
Because I have a copycat recipe.
Really?
You
Have
can
you made,
kind
okay,
of do
have
a
you made it at home?
Yes.
And?
Not the same. I mean, it depends on, here's what it is. At least here's what I've found that is similar.
Okay.
Is you get honey mustard, but it
Okay.
has to be the right honey mustard.
Okay.
You get barbecue sauce, but it has to be the right barbecue sauce.
Okay.
It's mostly honey mustard with some barbecue sauce, probably like 75-25, maybe 66-33, something
Sure.
like that. And that will kind of get the job done. It's not exactly the same, but it's still good. It's close.
That explains why I like it so much, because those are two things
Yeah.
that I love.
Now, let me tell you one more thing, because this blew my mind when I found out. Did you know you can go to Chick-fil-A, and when you go there, you can just buy a case, not a case, but you can buy a disc, like a actual noticeable amount of Chick-fil-A sauce. You can buy it. It's like $1.25 or something.
Wait, how do they give it to you?
It's like their catering style.
Okay.
So like when we had it during the fundraiser.
So like a little tub of it.
Yeah, a little tub is what. Yeah, disc tub. Yeah.
Okay, sure. I've never heard it called a disc, but okay.
Yeah, I was trying to find the word. Yeah, you can do that. And when I found that out, I was just going in and an inordinate amount of times, and then eating Chick-fil-A sauce with everything. And eventually, Chick-fil-A's. They're just not convenient to me. As much as I love it, I never go buy one, unfortunately. So that's not as much of a part of my life anymore. But
this is not going to be convenient
for those days.
This won't be convenient to you. They just opened the world's largest Chick-fil-A in New York City.
Okay,
12,000 square feet, 5 stories. It seats 140 people, which actually doesn't sound like very much.
Yeah.
And then they say an open air rooftop, 2 different kitchens.
I'm in for that. Yeah. I'd like to visit.
So, the thing about it says something about this doesn't feel right.
Okay.
That it only seats 140 people because
seriously.
They employ 150 people. Like when they opened, 150 people work there.
Okay.
It looks like maybe it's got a little... Okay. If you've ever been in New York City, you know how it is where it's like, hey, this business, you walk in this door and it's vertical instead of horizontal.
Right.
And so I get it. So when you start looking at the pictures, I can see where they don't have seating for a ton of people because it is very much a vertical location and not a horizontal thing.
Right. Yeah, because so much of it is stairs.
Yeah, no, it absolutely is. Dude, I'm ready for some Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, if you're eating Chick-fil-A in New York City, you're probably paying $12 for a pack of ketchup.
Yeah, seriously. Don't even talk about getting the Chick-fil-A tub of sauce.
The only place that you can go and get like somewhat inexpensive / the same price as everywhere else food in New York City is the Times Square McDonald's.
Yeah.
There, the prices are larger, but not as big as everywhere else. But dang,
and that's
right?
a big McDonald's, too.
That is a big McDonald's.
With virtual reality, the possibilities are endless. It gives us the ability to live out any of our wildest dreams. So maybe we can use it to pretend the riot doesn't exist. The Riot on RadioU.
Hudson, what's your stress level like right now?
Not very high.
I can drop your stress level.
Okay.
Scientifically proven, I can drop your stress level.
I'm ready.
You're not going to have to do a breathing exercise. You don't have to no exercise at all.
Okay.
You don't have to touch your toes. You don't have to anything. You just have to quit one thing.
Okay.
Dude, here we go. You ready for your clickbait headline?
Yes.
1 step guaranteed to reduce stress.
Okay.
Click here.
This is going to be great.
All right.
I'm
clicking.
in.
Give up Facebook.
Done.
That's it.
So that's the problem, though. That's why my stress level isn't very high, because I've pretty much done that. Yeah.
Okay. University of Queensland, here's the deal. They did a study, and this, to me, it's fascinating because it's one thing where somebody's like, you wouldn't feel so bad if you weren't always staring at Instagram. But what they did was they did blood work.
Okay.
So they brought in a group of volunteers, checked their blood levels, and one of the things they checked was their cortisol level. Cortisol is the stress hormone.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So they check their cortisol levels. Then they have them give up. In this case, it was Facebook for 5 days. But they feel like the results would be consistent across all social media platforms.
Okay.
So whether you're snapping, Twitter, whatever. 5 days, no social media. And what they found was that when they did the blood test after 5 days, cortisol levels were down.
Wow. Like just across the board, pretty conclusive.
Across the board, cortisol levels were down.
Wow.
There's one slight little asterisk about it, though.
Okay.
That even though biologically, physiologically proven, the stress levels are down.
Yeah.
People said they were enjoying their life less.
What?
And they did not report less stress. So when they asked them after 5 days, what's your stress level like? Everyone basically said it's the same. And they're like, actually, it's not the same. You are less stressed. We can prove it chemically. You currently have less of this stress hormone in your body than you did 5 days ago. But everybody there, I love this. They reported the same level of stress and their life satisfaction, which is like a self-reporting thing.
Yeah.
Which is why a lot of social studies can be a little you're self-reporting. It's not an exact thing.
Right.
But they all reported less life satisfaction.
Really?
Yeah.
That is a shocker to me.
Well, what their idea, the people that wrote the study, is that basically the people who were very active on social media felt like all of their friends had disappeared from their life.
Oh, yeah.
So
it's just like, that's a lot of time you have to fill with something else. And if you are like not ready to do that, if you don't have a plan for what you're going to do when you quit Facebook and you use Facebook a lot, then you're just going to feel like you have a lot of time on your hands and you're going to be antsy and, just going through withdrawal.
Yeah. And you know what, just to be clear, I actually said blood work. It wasn't blood work. It was saliva levels.
Oh, okay.
So they didn't pull blood. They pulled saliva. And that's a way to measure cortisol. So that's how they found out that technically less stressed, but nobody thought they were less stressed.
Well, I feel like that might be a thing where it's like everybody's always going to say they're stressed. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like your stress level that you say today is going to be the same next week. Unless something absolutely crazy happens, you're still going to say the same thing, even though it might not be that different.
I don't know.
Or
Hudson,
it might be more different.
I said, hey, Hudson, how stressed are you? And your response was, no, fine.
Yeah, but I feel that's what I'm saying. I feel like in a week, I probably would say the same thing unless something absolutely crazy happened.
Okay.
And I was sick last week and stuff. Like, I've had some stuff going on. I don't feel really stressed out.
You're good.
But even though I've had stuff that should stress me out, I feel like what you feel about your own stress level is probably what you're mostly going to feel about your own stress level, no matter what is going on. It's just how you handle it.
Yeah, that's true, which is why a lot of times in self-reported studies like that,
exactly,
results can be a little like, I don't know, maybe you're not so sure about that.
Yeah.
But
I just like to see this be done over more than 5 days. Like, once you get past the withdrawal period, maybe you would feel a lot better.
Okay, I thought a similar thing is like, okay, maybe we take 5 days and make it 30.
Right.
So you feel like all your friends have disappeared because you don't see them on social media, but now you start seeking out, like, the thing that social media was doing in your life, you start filling that gap with something else.
Right.
Like actual time with friends or whatever.
You talk to the people you actually care. Like, that's why I've really dumped Facebook, because it's like I see what people will post, and then it's like, well, then I don't need to talk to them.
Yeah.
So it's like actually cutting out my interaction with my friends. So that's why I decided to get. I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm the big bad Facebook, the guy that everybody hates. Like, I gave it up a long time ago, but
right.
That's what I did.
Well, I mean, but my thing is though, Hudson, like if you had given up social media, like how would you know about the problem I had yesterday at the Freestyle machine? I needed as many people as possible to know about that. And so like I need a place to talk about it.
What if we just, every time, instead of posting on Facebook, we just group texted every single one of our friends?
All of our friends?
Is that going to be less stressful for everyone?
I think that might be worse. I think.
Thanks for listening to the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Oh no! I missed it! Do it again!
You can hear us live every day on the RadioU network through the RadioU app or at riot.radiou.com.
I hate women, obviously.
Yeah.